What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get reconsidered for credit cards that you got denied for. Now, really, you can only get reconsidered for maybe your third or fourth credit card within the year, so don't apply for more than 3 or 4 credit cards every year. It's also going to vary on what cards you're applying for because different banks have different rules for how many cards you can get applied for, whether you have so many inquiries or if you already have a bunch of cards already or applied for too many in a certain amount of time. Every bank has different rules, but in general, I'm going to teach you guys how to get reconsidered for a credit card, and it's going to take work with some banks. For example, the Bank of America card I got, it was probably my second credit card. I got a Chase card right before that, and then maybe like a week or 2 later, I applied for the Bank of America card, and they denied me. But using the reconsideration lines, I was able to get approved for that card, and they still gave me a decent credit limit. But when you're just starting out, you're not going to get huge credit limits, and you might get denied pretty easily as well, depending what your credit history is. So always be aware of that. All of those things are going to change your outcome when calling these reconsideration lines. My credit score is pretty decent. I have like a 780 or something, and I was still able to get 3 credit cards within a month or 2 of applying for all of them. But really, it was the Bank of America card that was really hard to get reconsidered. I had to call like 24 times before I even got someone who would help me. But I eventually got approved for the card, so that was super awesome. And then the second Chase card I applied for, they also denied me because I just barely applied for the Bank of America card. But it only took a couple phone calls to get approved for the Chase card. So you just got to remember it's going to vary on who picks up the phone, what bank you are actually trying to get the card for, and overall your communication skills, because you're going to be doing this all on the phone. There's no other way to get a reconsideration for a credit card. You have to call people on the phone. And the way to get these numbers is you're going to go to a website called Doctor of Credit Reconsideration lines into Google, and then you're going to go to this website, Doctor of Credit, and it's going to have a list of every single bank's reconsideration lines, and you can Google these numbers to make sure they're accurate. But Doctor of Credit updates this website very frequently, and they also have numbers that Google doesn't have because these banks change these reconsideration numbers a lot for some reason. I really don't know why, but just come to Doctor of Credit, get the number you need, and then go on Google and try to find a number as well, because if the number you're calling on Doctor of Credit is wrong, you'll be able to call the one on Google and that will be correct, or vice versa. So let's say you applied for a Chase card and you got denied. They would send you a letter in the mail explaining why you got denied for the credit card, and they would also give you a reference number for that card, and then you would call one of these numbers and they would ask for the reference number. You would give them the reference number. They might ask you a few other questions like what your social security is, what your birth date is, whatever is on your application. They're going to ask you a few questions just to verify that it's you, but your objective in this phone call isn't to just give them this information. What you're trying to do in this phone call is actually get the person on the other end of the line to look at you as a human, not just another application. So you want to ask these people how their day is, how work's going, if they're busy. You just want to be super considerate and nice, and you want these people to know that you're human. They're going to ask you certain things about your credit score, so you want to be really educated on your credit score and the things on your credit score, so you can give your best reasoning on why they should approve you for the card even though the computer denied you before. And that's really the beauty of these reconsideration lines, because when you're applying for a credit card, it's going through a computer. A person isn't actually denying you for the card. So even if you have a really good credit score, you might get denied for a card and you'll have to call one of these reconsideration lines. But if you don't have that great of a credit score, but a decent credit score, you'll still be able to call these reconsideration lines and greatly benefit off of them, because you're actually going to have a human looking at your application, and you could even get like a manager or something, someone with more power to approve you for this card. That's where building rapport and, just having the person on the other line realize that you're an actual human who's trying to use this card. And you also want to make it very clear that you're going to be using the card a lot, what you're going to be using it for. If you're just trying to use it for bonus points or anything like that, any of the rewards or anything, don't mention that. Just explain something really simple, like you really enjoy the perks that it gives. Say it's like a status card. Say you're really trying to get that status and you plan on traveling a lot, you plan on using this card a lot. Or if it's a 5% quarterly card, say you need it for your job, you'll really benefit from the gas quarters or whatever category interests you the most. Don't explain to them that you're just trying to get the bonus points from the card. You want to explain how you're going to use the card and why they should approve you for the card, because if you're just going to use the card for the bonus points, there's really no point in the bank approving you for the card, because you're just trying to finesse their points. But if you're going to be using that card daily or weekly, you're going to have a lot better chance of them approving you, because they know that you're actually a customer and they might be able to make money off of your mistakes if you don't pay off the card, etc., etc. But that's the main takeaway I want you guys to get from this video, is that when you're calling these reconsideration lines, you're talking to another human being on the phone, and you want to make that very clear that you're another human being as well. You're not just a piece of paper or a reference number trying to get approved for a card that you might not have the credit score or the credit history to get approved for. But if you're able to build this relationship on the phone with the other person on the other line, you will have a lot better chance of getting approved for this card. And like I said, the Bank of America card I applied for, I called 24 times before they approved me. I would try to treat the person with respect, tell them why I was going to use the card, that I just really wanted to build a relationship with their bank because I planned on getting other cards from them in the future, or opening other accounts with them in the future. Just really trying to humanize myself to this other person and explain to them that I'm not just going to be using the card for the bonus. I'm trying to actually use this card frequently. And sometimes you don't get lucky and you're going to just waste your time on these first few calls, but eventually you're going to reach a member that is going to have more power, or they're just going to overall appreciate that you built rapport with them, and they're going to go to their managers, or maybe they might even have the power themselves to approve you for these cards. But that's really the main key, is building the rapport, and also just never giving up, because you may call 20 times and nobody's going to approve you, but that 21st time you might catch the right person on the right day, say the right things to them, and they're going to help you get approved for the card. And that's really the best part about these reconsideration lines, is because it's not a computer, it's an actual human that you can build rapport with. And I just can't stress that enough. You guys need to build rapport with these people on the other side of the line when you're calling these reconsideration lines. So I hope this video is beneficial. Hopefully in the future I'll get denied for a credit card and I can make a video showing how I get approved for these cards from the reconsideration line. I don't really plan on applying for a card for a few more months, so it's going to be a while. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will definitely answer them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Be sure to check us out live. We're live Monday through Friday, market open to market close. And I'll see you guys in the next video.